The command of the Ukrainian armed forces decided to refrain from further defense of the city of Severodonetsk, which had been stormed by the Russians for over a month and a half. For the time being, there is no question of the withdrawal of Ukrainian troops from Lysychansk. The soldiers of the armed forces and the National Guard have already received an order to move to new fortified positions and to fight there effectively and inflict losses on the enemy. It makes no sense to defend those positions that have been destroyed in recent months, because the number of the dead will increase every day. The situation in southern Ukraine remains tense. The Russians are trying to keep their positions and continue the tactic of chaotic firing. The towns of Beresnukhvata and Voskresensk were fired upon. One person was injured. A fire broke out in the dried meadows and fields with grain, but it was quickly extinguished. During the night, the Russians attacked the port in Otakiv, again with rockets. There were no casualties. In Mykolaiv, the port and industrial infrastructure, as well as residential areas, were bombed again. 2 schools were completely destroyed. Information warfare also plays an important role in contemporary conflicts. Unconfirmed or even false information is often disseminated to confuse the enemy, lower morale, or intimidate the population. The situation in the oblast is under control. Information about the outbreaks that appeared on social networks we do not confirm. Remember not to spread unverified news. Only the military administration confirms it. That night, Russian troops fired on Hulaypole and the suburbs of Zaporizhia. Near Kryvyi Rih, the apostolic city was fired upon by forbidden cluster weapons. Infrastructure was damaged. Gas, water, and high-voltage lines. 2 civilians were seriously injured due to careless handling of the misfires. Please do not touch any unknown objects. They are deadly. 7 people have already died in our region alone because of this ignorance. So far, sappers have neutralized 72 misfires, but have only checked half of the city so far. In order to strengthen Kiev's defense on the Dnieper River, at the initiative of the Land Forces Command, a riverboat division was formed. It will provide support for the land forces in the northern section of the Dnieper River and its tributaries. The squadron is currently under the control of the Kiev Defense Forces. There are war scenarios that we must consider. In the near term, a riverboat flotilla with troops located in various places must be built on the Dnieper, supported by landing units. We also do not forget about the estuaries of the Danube, Dniester, and Bo. Active combat operations are taking place there now. Exactly 4 months ago, the Russians launched an unprovoked, barbaric invasion of Ukraine. These 4 months have shown that we are capable of jointly defending our country and our freedom. I would like to thank, first of all, our armed forces, all armed formations, and volunteers for uniting and proving, first of all, to themselves and to the whole world that we can resist such powerful aggression. Today we remember the fallen soldiers, children, mothers, sons and daughters, all the relatives and loved ones that we lost during this time. Unfortunately, in the opinion of many experts and politicians, the war in Ukraine will not end soon. According to the advisors of President Zelensky, military action may take many months and will not stop even after the end of the current offensive in Donbas. In turn, NATO experts assume the Ukrainians have been fighting for many years for freedom, and the West cannot stop supporting them, even if the costs are high.